A Bob Lemmons story. The real truth. The man who became a Mustang. Family version, first person. In Dimmitt County, long before fences carved the land into neat squares, wild horses ran where they pleased. They weren't owned by anybody, not by ranchers, not by Texas, not even by time. They belonged to the brush country, to storms, to mesquite and moonlight. That's where a boy named Robert Bob Lemmons came up. Born around 1847, he arrived in Texas as property, a slave. But something inside him belonged only to the wind. After the Civil War, he walked off that ranch a free man with nothing except sharp eyes, patience, and a quiet understanding of animals. Southwest Texas back then wasn't crowded. Eagle Pass, Carrizo Springs, Asherton, just dots on a map surrounded by miles of mesquite and cactus. Mustangs ran free by the hundreds. Most men chased them wild, with big posses, ropes, and dust storms. Bob Lemmons did the opposite. He went out alone, just him, his horse, and his dog. He would find a herd and shadow it day after day. When they ate, he stopped. When they rested, he rested. When they crossed water, he crossed too. Always downwind, always quiet. Days turned into a week, sometimes longer. Rainstorms rolling in from Mexico cracked lightning over the brush. But still he stayed with the herd, calm and patient. Eventually the Mustangs accepted him, not as a man, but as another creature moving among them. He didn't rope them or scare them. He guided them. Little by little, he turned them toward a natural trap or an old corral hidden in the brush. That's why folks said he didn't just catch wild horses. He became one. As time passed, barbed wire started cutting up South Texas, and the wild herds faded. But Bob did something most men born in chains never got the chance to do. He bought land, lived free on it, and grew old on his own piece of Dimmitt County soil. And here's where this story leaves the history books and becomes family. In his final days, the Mustanger didn't pass away in some stranger's place. He died in my grandmother Kuka's house. People said the room was quiet, the kind of calm silence the brush country knows right before sunset. Just before he passed, Bob Lemmons spoke to my grandmother. He named my mother, Elma, in my grandmother's home. That moment isn't written in textbooks. You won't find it in a library archive. It belongs to my family and this land. That was a man closing his life the same way he lived it. Slow, steady, and meaningful. Born a slave, lived as a Mustanger, died on friendly ground with people he trusted, and with one final breath he gave a name that carried on. Today there aren't herds kicking up dust across Carrizo Springs at night. But if I stand in that room where my grandmother Kuka lived, or out on the land where the mesquite still remembers, I can feel something old and gentle moving through the air. A horse snort, a dog's paw on dirt, a man whispering to the wild. Some people leave their names in history books or land deeds. Bob Lemmons left his name in my family, and that makes the story personal. Forever.